Great day, great people. Y'all, I am so excited. What is the culture? Let's take a dive. And how did Black culture go from this to this? Let's talk about it. First, we're going to start with, what do you mean by the culture? What is the culture? What is the culture? When I hear the culture, what do you mean by the culture? Are we talking about Black culture, Hispanic culture, Asian culture, Russian culture, Slovakian culture? I mean, what are we talking about? So this is the definition, just to give us a clear understanding of what the culture means. Culture is a set of shared beliefs, values, traditions, and behaviors that define a group of people or society. It includes both physical and non-physical aspects of a society, such as physical aspects, art, music, food, fashion, literature, and architecture. Non-physical aspects, beliefs, values, customs, traditions, and manners. Now, real quick, because you can read this yourself, and I can definitely share the link with you in the description. Culture is passed down through generations and can also change over time. It's shaped by a variety of factors, including regional traditions, religious beliefs, and historical experiences. Culture is also connected to social structure and economic aspects of society, and it influences and is influenced by them. Culture is about who we are, how we define ourselves, and how we make sense of the world around us. It informs everything we do, including our ethics, institutions, manners, and routines. So I'm going to stop there because that's really leading right into where I'm going with. Now I want to talk about Black culture, because now we see typically, or what Google is defining overall as culture. And now we can put pretty much whatever culture you want, racial group, in front of it, and then talk about those things. So maybe that will be what I do. Okay, so first we're going to dive into Black culture, because I am Black, and I have noticed a big shift in how we move, how we do things. Yes, you have a lot, you have many, and it may seem like a lot because you're on social media, but don't get fooled by the smoke and mirrors. Nevertheless, there are millions of Black millionaires, but how many Black millionaires do we actually have in America? Let's check real quick. Oh, let's do that. There are 4. Okay, so let's see what this says. It says there are 4 Black billionaires on the 2020 Forbes 400 list of wealthiest Americans. So I guess they are, let's see, 400 list, isn't bridge. Okay. I'm not looking for all that. I just want to know how many Black millionaires. Let's keep rolling and see if we can find it. Okay. Well, nevertheless, this kind of gives us an explanation as to how many Black millionaires are in America. But we know there are many. We know that there are many. So let's tap into education on where we started out. This is post-slavery. Post-slavery. So let's just take a dive. Let's take a dive, great people, because I like to learn. And in order for us to really be able to walk in life and walk in our calling, our mission, our purpose, what God has called us to do, we cannot allow ourselves to be fooled by old mindsets. That's what's holding us back. Old mindsets that we just got to keep on taking with us to the next generation. And I don't understand why. So, okay, let's get some facts going on here.
One day I had a conversation with one of my African partners, right? And he told me, you know why African people look down on black people? I said, why? He said, because y'all are ignorant. Y'all don't know who y'all really are. Y'all go by false labels. Y'all think y'all are African, but y'all don't know what Africa looks like. You letting them compare you to us when we're not the same. We're from two different areas. So that made me think we're from two different areas. Then I did my research. 94 to 96% of all slaves from Africa were sent to South America or the Caribbean. So you telling me all these black folks is African in the States? But only around 4 to 8% actually came here from Africa? I'm gonna end it there. One day I had a conversation with one of my African partners, right?
Let's go to the next one, great people. No need to really dive into that. Let's just keep listening. I'm going to stop at some point so we can chop it up. But I got several clips here, and I want us to listen and follow the timeline. Remember where we started to post-slavery. He kind of gave a little bit, post-slavery up until where we are now. So just follow the trail.
1910, 90% of all black children still lived in a two-parent household. See, there was more than love in these relationships. There was some money involved here. They worked the fields together, an economic reason to stay together. In a factory, man works in factory, woman takes care of children. Economic reason again to stay together. So that in 1960, 80% of all black children still lived in a two-parent household. You know, the rumor is slavery destroyed the black family. We were still together, not only during slavery, but after slavery. The Depression, 30 years after 1929, 80% of all black children still live in a two-parent household. But now we have the computer, and now you have women working just as much as men. And now you hear women telling men, I don't need you, got my own job. And now we're down to 38%. When the economy changed, the family structure changed. There was more than love in these relationships. You know the #1 song in America 3 years ago, ain't nothing going on but the rent. If you want to be with me, you got to have a J-O-B. No finance, no romance.
Going back 100 years, when blacks were just one generation out of slavery, we find that the census data of that era showed that a slightly higher percentage of black adults had married than had white adults. This, in fact, remained true in every census from 1890 to 1940. Prior to 1890, this question was not included in the census, but historical records and contemporary observations of the Reconstruction era depicted desperate efforts of freed black men and women to find their lost mates, children, and other family members, efforts continuing on for years and even decades after the Civil War. Slavery had separated people, but it had not destroyed the family feelings they had for each other, much less their desire to form families after they were free.
Okay, so we're hearing all of the positivity, great people. We're hearing all the positivity. And shout out to these content creators who put the video, whose video clips that I'm using to have our discussion here. I don't have all their names, but go back and when you see this, check their pages out, whether it's a TikTok video, it's a clip from a video, a reel, or a short. So definitely go and check them out. I definitely want to give them credit.
And Oklahoma is a unique space in terms of the number of African-American towns that were established. Some suggest upwards of 50 African-American towns. Between 1924 and 1928, Reverend S.S. Jones was going around documenting this sort of self-determined, vibrant African-American communities. You see the African-American educators, doctors, lawyers, landowners, oil barons. And I think that's what's so remarkable about this footage. To think that individuals, how many years out of slavery, are now owning oil wells that are producing 2,000 barrels a day. Is that not the ultimate American dream? Is that not the ultimate American story? It flies in the face of what I think some people consider part of African American history and culture. And I think that that was one of the things that Oklahoma and what S.S. Jones is really kind of showing is that African American history and culture is not a monolith. And in a way, it became kind of like a marketing tool to encourage individuals to migrate, to move there, that this is a place where you can live, you can thrive, and peacefully reside. There were still palpable racial tensions. There are lynchings, there's Jim Crow, segregation, there's all of these things, and you still have an African American community, or many communities, that really speak to the fortitude and resilience of Black people in this country.
I'm just like, wow. So as we continue to hear positivity. So listen to this. What are you guys thinking so far? Put in some comments in the comments section. Well, I know this is live. I'm going to start definitely getting into more live streams, y'all. I am. And just going live, period, on YouTube. Instagram is typically where I go, and go check my Instagram out. Great people. I am JoyeJanine on all the platforms, as well as JoyeJanine Speaks on Twitch, Snapchat, Discord. Okay, so this is one that I was like, okay, this is really, really good. Because I didn't. This was like so exciting. And so, sorry about how the view is. I'm trying to get this screen right. I like the new split for my videos, but we got to navigate your view a little bit better. So I'm working on that. But you do see her, and you get to see pretty much everybody in the video. So let's go.
3 rich Black people during slavery. Paul Cuffey, who was a sea captain and entrepreneur.
She said during slavery, rich Black people. And this is truly something new to me. I did not know that.
Born in 1759. He was born to a freed slave and a Native American woman. He taught himself to read and write and held jobs as a fisherman, carpenter. In 1776, he earned enough to purchase himself a 116-acre farm in Dartmouth, Massachusetts. He is also credited as the first free Black American to visit the White House. And in 1817, he died with an estate worth $20,000, which is about $500,000 today. Bridget Mason, aka Biddy, was a former female slave. Her very last slave owner converted to Mormonism and decided to move to Utah, forcing her to follow him on foot. He was convinced to move again, and the next time he moved to California, which he was unaware that he was entering a free state. In 1856, she challenged her right to freedom and won. She worked as a nurse and saved enough money to buy 2 estates. She leased 3 rich.
So good. Wow. During slavery, and I know I said at the very beginning of this video, it was post-slavery, but I thought this was interesting. She said during slavery. So this just is another highlight of Black people prevailing during times that are just, horrible for them. Unfair treatment, beatings, killings, burnings. I mean, it was just the worst. We came from that, yet we have mindsets that want to continue to operate on a lower level. And I don't understand why, because we came from greatness, and that just goes back to knowing who you are and where you came from and being proud of that. Because clearly, if you really have the awakening of knowing, your mic right, girl. If you have the awakening of knowing truly and have a clear understanding, and this is even a wake-up call for myself, that we came from greatness, you would not be out here robbing, stealing, killing, murdering, cheating, and doing all these horrible things that speak against your bloodline DNA. Come on. You heard me. Let me get over here. You heard. Whoo, this is so powerful. And I have another video talking about rich Black women. Millionaires. Okay, let's go. Making sure I'm recording. Yes, y'all.
Philanthropist, political and social activist, and was
Wait a minute. Okay, let's start.
Madam C.J. Walker was an entrepreneur, philanthropist, political and social activist, and was considered by many to be the wealthiest Black woman in the early 20th century. Her real name was Sarah Breedlove, and she was born in Louisiana in 1860.
Let's not slide by that. She was the wealthiest Black woman in the early 20th century. What? The wealthiest. Let me just say that. Come on.
1967. Sarah was the first child in her family born into freedom after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. After the death of her parents, she hit very hard times as she became an orphan at the tender age of 7. In her own words, she's quoted as saying, "I had little or no opportunity when I started out in life, having been left an orphan and being without mother or father since I was 7 years of age." She married at a very young age and then became known as Madam C.J. Walker, Like many African American women at the time, she suffered from the products available that certainly didn't accommodate the needs and concerns of black hair care. Thus, Madam C.J. Walker began learning hair care regimens from her brothers who were barbers in St. Louis.
So cool.
After working for another entrepreneur in the black hair care business, Madam C.J. Walker began developing her own product line. She started experimenting with products in her own home and also used other items in the market. After some time, her hard work paid off as she developed a shampoo and ointment with sulfur that helped stimulate the scalp and made it healthier for hair growth. This is how Madam C.J. Walker made her millions as she continued to develop and market her line of cosmetics and hair care products to black women. Her products were distributed and sold door to door throughout the U.S. What makes Madam C.J. Walker remarkable is that she built something to meet the needs of her community, and not only that, she became well known for her philanthropy and activism as she personally donated and financed numerous black organizations centered on empowering the community. Before she died, she created an institution where she trained people in the hair care business and entrepreneurship, creating a new line of black entrepreneurs. The next black woman on our list is Annie Malone. Annie Malone was a prominent businesswoman, inventor, and philanthropist, and her business acumen and achievements made her a millionaire. Without her, there would be no Madam C.J. Walker, because Madam C.J. Walker learned a lot about the...
Have you heard of Annie Malone? Put it in the comment section if you have. Madam C.J. Walker, yes, she is a true classic. I know I learned about her in school, and there are so many, prominent black successful slaves who were freed, of course, but that did so many great things that you don't hear about. You hear about some who are like the common names, and meaning common is that these are the ones that they teach you in school. So many people knew about these successful black people in school, but there's a long list of people who were very successful and we did not hear about. And for me, Annie Malone was one. You may have heard about her, but I haven't. Let me know if you have.
Business by working for Annie as a commission agent, and she allegedly took Annie's original formula and made her own. Annie was born in southern Illinois to enslaved parents in 1877. Like Madam C.J. Walker, she was also orphaned and later went on to get some education. She took an interest in chemistry, but because of her health issues, she couldn't continue her studies. Over time, Annie grew fascinated with hair as she often practiced hairdressing with her sister.
Wow.
This ultimately led to her interest in the hair care industry. With expertise in both chemistry and hair care, Annie began to develop her own hair care products. Wow. At that time, many women used animal fats, oils, soap, or bacon grease to straighten their curls, which...
Wait a minute, bacon grease? Woo-hoo! Y'all, can you imagine how hot and greasy that stuff was? Oh my gosh. Woo, and your hair smelling like bacon. But I love it. They made it work for what it was worth. Ooh, that's hard.
Damaged their hair and scalp greatly. Annie sought to remedy that with her own products. Her product began to become so popular that she opened up her first store in St. Louis. Unfortunately, due to the racism, she was denied access to available distribution networks, which led her to go door to door using word of mouth and the quality of her product as a sell. She orchestrated a fairly large advertising campaign in the black press, held news conferences, toured many southern states, and recruited many women whom she trained to sell her products. One of the women being Madam C.J. Walker, as mentioned before. Her success eventually led her to open a facility to manufacture her own product. This facility became a hub for the African American community as it housed a 500-seat auditorium, dining and meeting rooms, a roof garden, dormitory, gymnasium, bakery, and chapel. What Annie Malone built led her to be the very first recorded millionaire black woman in the United States at the time. By 1926, her institution employed around 170 people, and her business expanded into South America, various African countries, and the Philippines, reportedly employing up to 100,000 women. She no doubt paved the way for future black women entrepreneurs and business owners.
Wow.
I find it so interesting that many black women today...
So dope. Okay. I mean, when you hear stuff like this, you cannot help but feel as it should be as a black youth, as black people, students, you should have, your esteem should be higher just to know you have ancestors and people that paved the way, that did things, and that raises your level of awareness to say, hey, you know what? If they did it in that thing, well, I know I can do it in my thing. Your thing don't have to be their thing, but you got to figure out what your thing is. And I think that is one of the biggest problems in our culture, is that those who have no purpose, who are not walking in purpose, who have not been awakened to their purpose, or chose to ignore the things that they do great because they want to live a life of crime. And I don't understand that, because freedom is everything. As you saw what they fought for, our people fought for freedom, for productivity, for fair treatment, rights, wealth, influence, just the ability to be able to create and blow up and be rich. Like these people, I mean, they started from scratch, ground zero, and came up. They built. So if they can do it, what in the Sam Hill is wrong with us? And now let me just be clear before I move on. We cannot say that the reason in 2024 I can't be successful because of my ancestors who were enslaved in the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s. Can't say that, because all the video content that I've shown you up until this point has shown you where we were right after slavery. And I just showed you a video with there were 3 black wealthy people during slavery. What is you saying? Ain't no excuse. So the mindset of I can't excel, or I can't go here, I can't do this because of I'm having some slavery, that's a bunch of hogwash. Quit making excuses because you stopping your greatness. Quit making excuses, people. Quit making excuses. That's not gonna get you nowhere. And these people that continue to live a life of crime have not tapped into their greatness, because all that you are using more energy to do illegal things than you can use. It's a change of thought to flip that same energy to do something positive. It's so easy, just like it's so quick to change a mindset. And I heard this from one of my mentors. He said, if you want to change and turn a frown upside down, it's really that easy. It's your thought. So if you're thinking something negative, you got to frown. As soon as you turn up and think something positive or empowering for yourself, it's going to be a smile. It's that simple. So it's that simple to stop living a life of crime, low level vibration, poor choices, bad decisions, blame. And it's so simple to start living a life of productivity, increase, wealthy mindset, purpose, mission. It is. But we don't do that. And yet our culture perpetuates the negative behavior by saying because of slavery, we still in this situation. Absolutely not, because this cancels all that out. I'm a fact person all day. Stats, statistics, facts to support things, and true facts, not tainted, twisted, mixed up facts. I'm on the real facts. And this right here, you can't deny. So stop making excuses. If you want to be great, then you got to dig deep within yourself. You cannot blame another soul, regardless of the situation that you're in or where you came from. Because to me, this is it right here. This is the lowest of the lowest what our people went through when it comes to slavery. That was if you had no stellar mindset, boo, if your mindset wasn't about that life of fighting for your rights, of fighting for freedom, then I don't know, you can't get no lower than that, because you're not in control. You're not even hip to what's going on of the world. But those who were true fighters, wait a minute, I'm going to learn how to read. I'm going to learn how to read at all costs. They fought for their freedom. So you mean to tell me we went from that to being rich during slavery, to being rich after slavery, to this, to this? And I'm not going to play the whole video, just a clip. I just want to get this in your mindset of where we started, even in slavery, to after slavery, to this. How we get there, how we get here.
On July 23, 2024, officers responded to a call of a shoplifting at a gas station.
And I say, hey guys, I closed the door, so show me everything you take. And they put it here, and then stuff here, water, and yeah, here. And water, I don't know where. So I told them, I'm gonna call the police, and they start crossing me like with, that stuff. Okay. And that's it. Okay. So right now, she told me.
Can you start getting demographics for me, please?
Well, can I speak for myself? Can we speak?
Yeah, we can speak after. I'll get names first.
Okay.
So what do you want done with these, with them?
But my boss, he told me when you have someone like that.
So she said, I don't know. Somebody who really clearly wants to see them go to jail, she would have said, lock them up. So that to me is her trying to have a little, empathy for these lost kids. Because that's what it is. Lost. Just lost. That lifestyle has been accepted. It's a culture. Remember, I told you what culture was in the very, very beginning. That has been acceptable. That has been acceptable, which is unacceptable. So to me, it's like, okay, wait, she really don't want to send them to jail because if she said, you know what, lock them up, take them to jail. She would have said that, but she was like, I don't know. It's like, oh man, I just don't want them coming in here stealing no more. I want them to learn the lesson and get it, but I really don't want to send them to jail. That's what it sounds like to me. What y'all
Call
think?
the police, close the door, and tell them everything happened, and let them do whatever.
Okay.
So.
He can go?
Yeah.
No, he didn't do it.
Excuse me, sir. You admitted that right or wrong? Did you or did you not admit to that?
So right now, you're gonna stay
I'm
here.
asking you why she can't admit to what she said the first time, though. I'm asking why she can't admit.
Are you gonna give me an opportunity?
Oh, let me undo this because y'all can't really see her. Oh, y'all technology. Okay, that's better. Just don't like all this stuff down here. Such a distraction and all that up there, but it's okay. I'm gonna let her talk a little bit more, and then we're gonna go to the next clip. Just, disrespectful to me. Very disrespectful.
Opportunity to talk, or are you going to continue?
Talk.
Okay. So right now, I'm going to review the security cameras, and then we'll figure out what's all going on. And what you're saying is will be recorded on the security cameras if she said you didn't do anything, all right? So in the meantime, just work with Officer Weaver and Officer Hobart and get your demographics. You're not leaving right now. No? Okay.
Okay, 18 years old. You 18 years old, then you old enough to be getting a job. If on the camera show that that's what you were doing. The other girl, I don't know. But those who were in the store, she saw stealing. That's what she said. The other little boy who left, he went with that. So if you're 18, it's a choice. That's exactly what I'm saying. The low vibration, the low mindset is a choice. But why are we choosing that? That is the root that I want to get to the bottom of. It's about to be 2025. 2025, great people. Okay, let's go to the next clip. Now this right here is absolutely crazy to me. Let's look at this. That's better.
Burglary and chase in Glendale ends with 2 men in custody and thousands of dollars of cash strewn all over the street.
And it's all caught on camera. Fox 10's Mark Martinez breaks it down.
Glendale police dubbed it the Italian job.
There's money all over the street. We were making a right-hand turn. We see the fighting. Came up to a car accident and then fighting. The guy was, and I was like, you guys need to separate. And he's like, he stole $50,000 from me.
Surveillance cameras captured the moment two suspects swiped $50,000 from a man's car.
And when we got off to get the truck, we had the money in the car. And
So the man learned a valuable lesson to lock your car, especially if you got $50,000 cash in it. But how do they know this? They didn't know the man. Well, so how did you even know that's what he had? Were you in the bank when he was getting the money? I mean, this is insane to me.
Like an idiot, I didn't lock the car. She's like, hey, dude, that car took off with something. He stole something out of your car, he said. And he left.
On November 7th, the victim had just cashed a settlement check from the bank, then drove to a home near 83rd Avenue and Northern to purchase a truck.
So you went to some location to buy a truck, had money in the car, okay, and then what happened?
And then we got off to see the truck with the owner of the truck. He got there.
Which was not him.
Okay. And we got in the car and we started chasing this guy. And this dude was hauling until he crashed right here.
The victim and his son jumped back in their car, calling 911 as they chased after the suspects. Real-time crime center traffic cameras captured the suspects crash into another vehicle after running a red light at 67th Avenue and Olive.
That's fake.
And then he got out of the car and ran. I was following him with that bag.
With that
bag. Of course you were.
And then, like I said, I lost him from the front of this complex to over here. And then I seen him. He's like, oh, I'll wait for the cops. I didn't do nothing.
Glendale police arrived and arrested Raymond Pouncey and Reginald Chapman.
African-American.
Inside their car, officers found $47,205 in cash.
All right, do you desire prosecution?
Okay, so my point is this. If you know that's not your money, why are you after somebody else's money? Now, there are several lessons to be learned in this situation, and that's not kind of like the point. The point is another senseless crime. I mean, something senseless. When you got the willpower to do this, you can have the willpower to turn this into good, to get a job, to start a business. $50,000 isn't a lot of money. I mean, it is when you don't have it. But in the world of business, entrepreneurship, and a high producing mindset, $50,000 you can get paid for, several products that you might be selling, a business, a speaking engagement. I mean, come on. This is what I'm talking about. If just as easy as it is for you to do this heinous crime, this low life, low vibrating choice that you made, you can turn it into do something good because your history tells you that you can. They showed you that you can. This is what I don't approve of, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm tired of seeing it. I am tired of seeing it. Let's go to the next one. Last situation like this. I had several others, but I was like, it's no point. But let's just look at this. We're going to talk about this for a quick second. Not doing the whole 20-minute video.
This is 23-year-old Brianna
23.
Toombs and 22-year-old Natalia Rock.
22.
On June 24th, 2024, Palm Beach County sheriffs responded to a call from a local Ulta beauty store in reference to a theft in progress. Upon arriving on scene, deputies speak with witnesses that saw 3 females run out of the store and get into a brown Infiniti FX35 with Florida temporary tag DP09977.
I couldn't recall much. I know two
she really
walked
don't
out
want to say.
together.
I feel
in
you.
that direction. And then that's all you saw. What did they?
There was
a bunch of stuff in their hands.
There was a third girl that came out after the first two. They each had a basket full of stuff.
Okay. And what did the third girl do?
She was kind of just walking. The other two ran, and then she picked it up once she hit the parking lot.
Okay, they picked her up then in the car.
Yeah, back there.
Back there.
Give them the tag. It might have been messed up with like the temp tag, and it was all bent and stuff. I got so good. Leave a statement. You let me know. If not, whatever you want.
Did you see them take it?
There was 3. So I saw the 3 of them enter the store that was trying to find parking. I backed in. The 3 of them ran out with baskets. All 3 of them.
Yeah, but by the time we'll see if they want to report now, or they're going to probably give us a report later on.
Deputies make their way inside to speak with the manager and watch surveillance footage.
So I told him we have to make a report to give you guys. So I told him to hold on sending you guys right away, because usually I make the report so when you come it's ready for you guys. So and he said he was going to tell you guys to hold off until the report was here. And I guess
it kind of doesn't work like that.
Okay.
If it's an in-progress call and we're coming to it, we're coming to it.
Okay.
I mean, we can't just,
No, that's fine.
You know what I mean? And then just, turn around and go away. Because what happens if we were to call them out in the parking lot or out on the roadway, or maybe they got pulled over, or, in the next district, because they had 3 different districts on this call. So, so we're here now. So.
If I can show you the video, we can look at it together.
Yeah.
I think one of them actually was here literally 4 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So trying to find that video too.
We've been working on a couple cases.
So we're here.
The mess for doing shit, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Too long.
So do you have the video? We'll work with what we had today, because that's probably somebody else for the other cases.
So I have the other case. He didn't send the evidence locker for that one, but I am familiar.
Okay, so they're getting the video footage. I'm going to scroll forward to when they get pulled over.
You already got the title? What's your name? Brianna? You step out of the car for me? Put the car
No title. So apparently he must have saw her in the video. He saw her to get out of the car. He must have seen her in the video.
Bring it back.
Take the items. Clearly this can't make you feel good. I just don't understand. Clearly this does not make you feel good getting handcuffed. Does that make a person feel good? And I know they're not even thinking about that, but it's like, man, you got to be having that mindset, especially in this type of situation.
Someone name's Brianna. Another one too. What's your name, young lady? Huh?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, do you have your license on you, and so do you?
Oh no, I don't have license.
You don't have a license? You have an ID card?
I just switched persons. So.
Okay, it's all right.
Let me see.
Detectives notice there is a different tag now on the vehicle that is not registered, and Natalia is attempting to identify under the false name Caitlin.
No, I don't even have it.
Delta Sierra Tango 745.
You know, they just took the car yesterday. We just got out the pound and everything. Like, and they never said that. That's so weird.
Oh, why'd they take the car? What happened?
Our headlight was out.
They took your car because your headlight was out.
Yes, that's it. They didn't. They pulled us from the front.
Okay. You guys smoked in the car before you got in? Or while you're in?
Not while we were driving.
Smell the breath.
No, it's roaches.
Roaches?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your first name?
Okay, so there's no need to watch any more of this. But just look at the situation here. All the time that you're taking to give your side of the story, I'm gonna say that, which isn't truthful. However, I'm gonna change my view so y'all can see like the full thing. This here, okay, that's better. I just want to give a few facts, but my whole point is, as much time as you're taking about not being honest about the situation, not, just the whole mere fact of getting all your information together to lie, to go and steal. You can be using your brain, your body, your thoughts, your genius to create your own beauty care products, as we saw in the very beginning with Madam C.J. Walker and the other lady. Annie Malone. So it's there. But we're not using it for that, because for some reason, what you think in that moment of how successful you thought you were with committing a crime and you was going to be able to get away with it seems to outweigh you actually doing it legally, creating your own care products, or working for a network marketing company that has products that you can sell until you create your own. There's so many ways in 2024 that we in our community could do things the right way and not blame. Because who you going to blame for that? So, okay, let me just do a quick glimpse so y'all can see. Slavery got us doing this tomfoolery right here. The impacts of slavery has us doing stuff like this. No, and no. That's a bunch of hogwash. That's lies. That's lies. That is an excuse for you to do wrong because you choose to do wrong, and then you reap the repercussions. So let's look at a couple of facts about the U.S. Black population. I'm doing this video because I want to raise another level of awareness. It is time for us to make a shift. 2025 is here. How much longer do you think we have? You see what's going on in the world, and we can't live in fear. And no, I'm not saying that. But we're not promised the next day. We are not promised the next day. We don't even wake ourselves up. We don't even wake ourselves up, great people. We get up, but God woke us up. Whether you believe it or not, it don't matter. Because it is what it is. Tell me how you woke yourself up. Put it in the comment section. Tell me how. Alexa didn't wake you up, because Alexa can still be going off, boo, and you still and you not getting up. How about that? Anyway, facts about U.S. Black population. Now, it looks like there has been an increase in 2022. So this is, even though it was a fact sheet that was reported January 18th, 2024, this information is from 2022. And I want to say, I guess that's the year that the last census. I don't remember, but this is based off of the research poll they did in 2022. It says the Black population is growing, which is great. In 2022, there's an estimated 47.9 million of people who self-identified as Black, making up 14.4% of the country's population. To me, that's still very, very low. And I feel like, because I was Googling this, but I didn't see the information, is that we lost a lot of people in slavery. We did. However, God has given us the ability to procreate. So, let's do it. But we want our people to be productive. Now, let's keep going down. That was one fact that I wanted to highlight. It's grown by more than 10 million since 2000. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Now, I want to talk about where we live, and then I want to show y'all something else to highlight. I did not know this. This is interesting to me. 50% of the Black people in the U.S. the majority live in the South. I had no idea. I didn't know that, but it does make sense. And why is that? So my husband and I were talking, and he was like, because Black people, we stayed close. A lot of us stayed close to the ports that we came in on. Our ancestors came in on doing slavery. And that makes so much sense. I want to challenge you guys to find out your history, because and that's a big thing. When you truly know your history, then you can make better decisions, because you are aware of who your ancestors are, like your specifically your ancestors. Maybe your ancestors were carpenters, entrepreneurs, tile makers. Maybe they were teachers, educators, lawyers. Maybe they were in photography and art and, dancing and singing. When you have an inclination, it helps you. It helps you. It's going to say, you know what? If my aunt, great aunt Annie Malone could be an entrepreneur, millionaire, boo, multimillionaire. Madam C.J. Walker, if that's your great aunt, I mean, what? Why are you doing this? It would be, those are like cross wires. They don't even go together. It's like trying to put a Lamborghini motor in a Ford Escort. Do they even make those anymore? They might. Okay. But anyway, I had one of those. Anyway, that was one of my first cars, guys. Ford Escort. Anyway, so this is just what I'm saying. It is time to raise the level of awareness. And I cannot, I'm going to perseverate that until I see change, because I know that's part of my calling. And I have no problem discussing these things. That's what this channel is all about. 56%. Okay. So you got 10% out west, which explains a lot to me, because I don't see a lot of black people out west. Midwest, 17%, and Northeast, 17%. So that makes sense. Okay, let's look at some of the cities as to where the largest black population is. New York, New Jersey, Newark, Atlanta, Sandy Springs. It was like, oh my gosh, that's where we were the last time we visited Atlanta. We were out in that area. And I was like, okay, makes sense. Chicago, Naperville, Ellingen, I don't know how you say that. I hope that's right. Washington, Arlington, Alexandria, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Texas, Philadelphia, Camden, Wilmington, Houston, the Woodlands, Sugarland, Miami. These are cities. Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Detroit, Warren, Dearborn, and then Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim. I thought this was really like some great information. And so many of us are flourishing, and yet there's so many of us that are not. So this is what the last piece of this information before I give you all some tips. And I really want to say this part of my video actually got cut off yesterday, and I'm redoing this, and I really see why, because I forgot the tips, and this is how I'm moving now with my content. Because the only way to evoke change, great people, is you have to be the change you want to see, but you have to take the necessary steps and do it, and you need to do it with knowledge. You need to have the information and also get the wisdom from God on how you need to move with the knowledge. Okay, household incomes. This was an eye-opener for me. And I was like, this can't be right. Among Black U.S. households in 2022, that's just 2 years ago, 49%, that's almost 50%, that's almost half, earned less than $50,000, while 51% made $50,000 or more. So you got half that made $50,000 or more, and then you got the other half that earned $50,000 or less. Where is the disconnect? Why is it? Why are we split like that down the middle? Because you have a productive mindset where these people who are clear on their purpose, or at least doing things that they enjoy to earn income legally, have tapped into their greatness in some shape, form, or fashion. They know where they came from. And then you have this other 49, I'm going to say 50% or more. It says or more, 49% or more earn less. How is that possible? Because they have not tapped into their greatness. They don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose, and they don't know where they came from. That's it. But it's time to bridge the gap. It's time to bridge the gap, and more of us should know. It's not a secret. Being wealthy is four corners. That's different from being rich. Being wealthy deals with mind, body, spirit, finances, relationships. That's the whole circle of wealth. Rich is financial prosperity. Rich is you have the means and the resources to never look back. So how do we bridge the gap? Now, a third of Black U.S. households earn that's once a small portion, earns $75,000 or more. So that once again, that's still in that 50% range of those people that's tapped into their greatness. This is the kicker for me. The median income for Black U.S. households is $50,000. And I know Pew Research to be a reputable research group that many scholars, reporters, and content creators who educate and share information talk about Pew Research. Now, I don't know if they left leaning or right leaning or they're in the middle. Nevertheless, if you're doing research, you're supposed to be non-biased. So this is just the facts. So the median income for Black U.S. households is $50,000. I was like, wow. but we have 50%, 51% making more, and you have a third of us doing 75,000 or more. That's still a small number. That's still a small number to me. Okay, great people. Let me give you some tips at the end. I just wanted to share this. I have to, the only way we're going to see a change is if we be the change we want to see, but also we have to get out here and be willing to be vocal so we can make a change, so we can spark minds, plant the seeds, and people can allow them to be water them themselves, get the watering from somebody else, and then ignite and blow up, because we are great. We have the potential to be like Annie Malone. I mean, some of us are already doing it, but why aren't the other 50% doing it? Okay, 5 ways to improve self-knowledge. 5 ways to improve the knowledge of yourself. Because that's truly where it all starts. Those that know themselves, love themselves, honor themselves are not out here doing things illegal. They're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize their freedom and jeopardize their family. Because you got a name attached to yourself and you represent your family. All right. Ask God to show you who you are. Ask God to show you who you are. And if you don't know who God is, you need to get to know him. He's everywhere all the time. Everywhere all the time. Get to know who God is. The one true living God. Not all these other gods people talking about. No, ain't but one. All right. Number 2, ask God to show you your areas of improvement and your gifts. The things you need to work on and the things that he's given you that can make you like Annie Malone, Madam C.J. Walker, and those other 3 black people who were rich during slavery. I mean, come on. I didn't even know we was rich during slavery. I mean, Lord. And you gotta want to learn you gotta love the fact you want to learn more. Love learning. Thank you. Love learning. Number 3, get a coach and or mentor. Period. I mean, period. For real. Get a coach and or mentor. I'm serious about that. I mean, because you're only as successful as your development, and you can go far by yourself, but you can go even further with someone else who's an expert in this area. And they're experts in every area of life. Every area of life. Every industry, there's an expert. Faith-based, spirit-wise, finances, real estate. I mean, the list goes on. There are people who coach you and can mentor you. You need to find and pray and ask him to guide you to the one for you. Number 4, accept what God tells you and listen to your coach and mentor and do what they tell you immediately. Do it right away. Success loves speed. Do it right away. Don't wait. Do it right away, as fast as you can. And number 5, get around the right people who support your growth and positive development and want to see you win. Period. Those individuals are delinquent, are criminal mindset. Those people have the criminal minds. So they're together. You think of somebody who wants to be well, be rich, be wealthy, productive, happy, healthy, whole, gonna hang out with them type of folk? They're not. And if they started out, they fell off. They were like, oh, hey, wait a minute. This ain't it. This is not it. The sooner you can find and improve, the sooner you can find out who you are, great people, the better your life will be, because it's going to be like an eye opener. Like, what was I thinking? I hope this video has sparked and lit a fire under your tail. And if there's somebody that you know needs to see this, share this video. If you have youth, if you have children, if you have nieces, nephews, students you're working with, people in your office, whoever you know needs to improve the knowledge of self because they are operating way below their potential, you need to share it. And they don't have to be black, but I chose black culture specifically because I hear a lot about the culture. But what is the culture really doing? 50% of us are operating below $50,000 a month. A year. And then you got the other 50% that's making more than $50,000 a year. And the third of that percentage is making 75 or more. So why does it keep getting smaller when we all just can see we have the potential to be great? And that's every person. That's every culture. But I'm specifically speaking to black people because what I hear is we keep getting caught up in the loop of I can't be successful because of this happened in slavery. Quit making excuses, people. I just showed you what our people was doing right after slavery and even in slavery. Quit lying to yourself and get off your tail and do something with your life. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I appreciate your support. I really do. Share this video. This is where I'm going with my content now. This video is much longer than I thought it was going to be. But it's for somebody. It's for somebody's. And I hope this has touched you and inspired you in such a way that you're going to look at yourself and say like, hey, I know I'm doing good, but I can do even better because 2025 is here and I need to raise up. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah.